And I'm thinking every day I'll give class. How do you like this idea? You are not forced to join, but in for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, every day I will try to read from any of the devotional songs. So we have Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, near about 50 songs. So you can cover 2 months. Okay. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charini Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatadishatarini Nama Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namini Gaura Shakti Sharupaya Rikanava Varayati Panchakalpataru Vishya Kripā Devacha Patitanang Pavanibhyo Vishnu Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we will read from Kalyāṇa Kalpataru. Written by Bhakti Thakur. So, Kalyāṇa Kalpataru is a book written by Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur very mercifully has given the Vaishnava philosophy in so many songs form, in not only Bengali, in Sanskrit and English also. This is a Bengali book. This Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, from the name we can understand, Kalyāṇakari Kalpataru. It is compared with a auspicious tree, Kalpataru. Taru means tree. Kalyāṇa means auspicious. Auspicious tree. Actually, spiritual subject matter always auspicious, most auspicious. And as it is compared with the tree, so tree has 3 branches: Upadesh, Upalabdhi, and Uchchas. Upadesh, first branch is called Upadesh, introduction or introductory prayers. Second one is Upalabdhi, realization. Third one is Uchchas, ecstasy. And every branch has different sub-branches. In first branch, before introduction, he gives in Sanskrit some verses. Vande vṛndāṭavī-candraṁ radhikakshi mahotsavam brahmananda dhikkari punananda rasalayam. So, Vande vṛndāṭavī-candraṁ. So, I want to worship vṛndāṭavī-candraṁ. Vṛndāṭavī-candraṁ, the moon of Vrindavan. That means Krishna. Radhikakshi mahotsavam, who is the festival for the eye of Radharani. Radhika Akshi Mahotsavam. Brahmananda Dhikkari, where the pleasure in Krishna is so great that Brahmananda, in front of this Krishna Prem, Brahmananda is Dhikkari, puts to shame. And Purnananda Rashalayam, the Krishna is the Rashalayam. Rashalayam is the abode of transcendental and is Purnananda, full in spiritual transcendental joy or abode of transcendental mellows. Akhil Rasamrita Murti. Krishna is the Murti, reservoir of all transcendental knowledge or transcendental bliss. Transcendental bliss. Chaitanya Chandram Vande Krishna Bhakta Janashram Advaita Mato Dhaurya Bharapanadam Param. Then, paying obeisance Chaitanya Chandram Vande, I want to worship Chaitanya Chandra. Krishna Bhakti Jan Ashrayam. Krishna Bhakta Jan Ashrayam. Who is the refuge or shelter of the devotee of Krishna? And Advaita Mata Dhaurya fit for a burden. Advaita Mata Dhaurya Bhara Apahanam Param. Bhar, bhar means weight. Those who are cut up with Advaita philosophy, they cannot give up from their head. They are actually, they're like ass. When they're carrying some load, they cannot give up. Those are suffering, they cannot give up. In the same way, those are caught up with impersonal philosophy, undifferentiated monism, and they're suffering with that weight. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet cast out to a distant place the unbearable burden of the doctrine of undifferentiated monism as it was propounded by Sripad Shankaracharya. The Advaita Mata Dhaurya Bhar Apanadam Param. Apanadam means throw. If someone takes shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for him it is very easy. It is very easy for him to give up all this type of philosophy of monism by propounded by Shankaracharya. First Krishna Pranam, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Guru. Gurum Vande Mahabhagam Krishnananda Swarupakam Janmude Rachishyami Kalyāṇa Kalpataru. So nice. Gurum Vande Mahabhagam. Mahabhag, spiritual master, is not an ordinary person. His Mahabhag means most worshipable. I offer my obeisances, respectful obeisances to my spiritual master, who is most worshipable. Why? Is Krishnananda Swarupakam. Spiritual master is the manifestation or personification of blissful of Krishna consciousness. Krishnananda Swarupakam. Spiritual master is a personification of the blissful Krishna consciousness. And Janmudi Rachishyami Kalyāṇa Kalpataru. Janmudi Rachishyami, for whose pleasure I am compiling. Janmudi, for whose pleasure Rachishyami, I am compiling. Kalyāṇa Kalpataru. Kalyāṇa Kalpataru. Padapa. Padapa means tree. Pa means leg. Pa means pan, drink. Padapa, who drinks through foot or leg, they are called Padapa. Who is there? Trees. Trees are drinking their water through their legs. So the root, this tree is called Padapa. The Kalyāṇa means Kalyāṇa Kalpataru. So I am compiling this Kalyāṇa Kalpataru. Why? Janmude Raseshyami. Bhakti Thakur is saying, I am compiling Kalyāṇa Kalpataru for the pleasure. Janmude. Mude means pleasure. Janmude, to give pleasure. Raseshyami, I am compiling. That is my Guru. That Guru is the Krishnananda Swarupakam. Krishnananda Swarupakam means he is the personification of blissful Krishna consciousness. Aprakrita rasanande na jasya kevalarati tasyadam na samalochan pustakam prema samputam. So nice. Aprakrita rasanande na jasya kevalarati. Na jasya kevalarati. The person who has no attachment for aprakita rasananda. Aprakita rasananda means transcendental pleasure, transcendental melody. He who has no interest in spiritual subject matter, na jasya kevalam vriti, tasyadam na samalachan. Don't discuss this subject matter in front of them. Pustakam prema samputam. Prema samput means shamput. Shamput means box. Like previous days, any gold or other things put in the small box. This is called shamput. So Krishna Kalyāṇa Kalpataru is like a box. And this box of Prem, Krishna Prem. So Krishna Kalyāṇa Kalpataru is a box who carries Krishna Prem. So here another name of Kalyāṇa Kalpataru is Prema Samputam. Pustakam Prema Samputam. This pustak, this book is Prema Samput. So aprakita rasananda na dasya kevalarati. The person has no interest in this transcendental subject matter. So please don't discuss in front of him about this subject matter of Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, which is the filled up with the confidential gem of ecstatic love. Ayam kalpataru namo Kalyāṇa padakashu Vaikuntha nilaya bhati vande nisriyash aha. That Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, what I am going to describe, it was in spiritual world. From there, I brought you for you all. So that subject matter we will discuss tomorrow, not today. I don't want to take longer time for more than half an hour so that I can continue every day. So we'll stop here today. If anybody has some question, I want to keep this lecture short so that nobody should feel overburdened. So this Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, auspicious Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, the auspicious tree, auspicious desert tree. Another name is Prema Samput, the box containing transcendental Krishna Prem, Krishna consciousness. So before compiling, he is paying obeisances to Krishna, who is the reservoir of all transcendental pleasure and who is the festival of the eye of Radharani. Then he is paying obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the life and soul of the devotee of Krishna, and by whose mercy one can easily give up or throw away the conception of monism. Then Bhakti Thakur is paying obeisances to his spiritual master. I simply compiling this book for the pleasure of my spiritual master. My spiritual master is the personification of love of Godhead, Krishnananda. He is the personified love of Krishna. That is why, for his pleasure, I am compiling this book. And my humble request, don't discuss this book, the subject matter, those who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. So this is the subject matter today. So tomorrow we'll read. He will give some introduction from why he brought this book. This tree is Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, is Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, another name Kalyāṇa Kalpataru, another name is Prema Samput. He has 3 branches: Upadesh, Upalabdhi, realization, and Uchchas, ecstasy. So Krishna's pranam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pranam, Guru's pranam, and then humble request not to describe those who are not interested in subject. Then he will describe how he brought this tree from this spiritual world. This tree was remaining in the spiritual world, and out of mercy for the conditioned soul, with the power of his spiritual master, he brought this in this material world, and he will request us to hear this with great attention in the form of pouring water. Hare Krishna. I think Kumar Shanupur has raised his hand.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Maharaj, one question is that like Bhakti Thakur has also written this Harinam Chintamani, which is a conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur. And this also he is writing Kalyāṇa Kalpataru. He is telling that this tree has brought from spiritual world. So how he is writing all these literature means like how he is able to understand the conversation between Haridas Thakur and Bhakti Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how to understand these things?
Yes. Sometimes looks, it may come in mind the material scholarly person, they are writing book according to the concoction. So is it like that? Is spiritual subject matter also like that? No, it is completely opposite. Why? As just imagine about yourself. How much surrendered you are to spiritual master and Krishna. And you can also have so much experience. When you are not surrendered and little proud, you lost so many things. But when you are surrendered, you are getting so lot of realization. So just think about that. You have that realization. So what about our spiritual authorities? Those are so exalted devotees. They have not that type of realization. So how they can write something without being inspired within by Krishna or his spiritual master? Must be there some indication. Do this, do this. That is why they did this. Otherwise, they don't have any interest. And you have seen in your life also, when you want to do something, by bypassing spiritual master, Vaishnavas and Krishna, after some time, great, you become fool. So that type of experience they have also. So that is why when our previous acharyas has written some books, then we should conclude that it must be directly ordered by Krishna or his spiritual master. Without spiritual master instruction, Krishna instruction, no spiritual author write any book. You have seen, like, you can see like Guru Maharaj, like Prabhupada. They could have written so many things. Like Prabhupada, he can write so many Bengali poetries. Here, Martine Bhagavad Dharma. So many Vaishishtas. If Prabhupada wanted, he could have written so many things, but he did not. So Guru Maharaj, he wrote Sheshubudin Aradhana Kari, wrote only one. But if he wanted, he could have written so many things. So we can understand whatever they are doing must be under the guidance. It was under the guidance of Guru and Krishna. We shouldn't have any tinge of doubt about that. Whatever our, especially our Gauriya Parampara, the acharyas, whatever they are given, directly under the guidance of Krishna. We should have a tinge of doubt about it. They are equally potent like Vedic scripture. That is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada also. Prabhupada say the previous Acharya sung like Narottam Das Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, they are non-different from Vedic verses. That is why we should be very cautious about ourselves. We should not do or speak anything other than glorifying our previous acharyas and Krishna, Gita, Bhagavad, like that. Apart from that, we don't have any other business. And in that connection, whatever you say, that is also authority, because you don't have other intention. Whatever you want to glorify, that is authority. Is it okay?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Shaurabh Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj, for this wonderful introduction. Maharaj, we are in Mayapur, and to feel what you are saying actually makes a lot of difference. We can actually feel it, whatever you are saying. Maharaj, I had a question, and this question is, Maharaj, there has been no scriptures which we ever read before wherein the writer has written that you should not read it if you do not have a tinge of like, for example, you mentioned here that Bhakti Vinod Thakur mentioned that one should not read it if they are not devotees, like that. But Maharaj, when as you're explaining that the course of understanding the scripture is going to be in such a way that we understand it from the very basic, then why Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has mentioned that one who is not a devotee should not read it?
Because in Bhagavad Gita also, no, said last, this Gita you should not discuss, those are not envious, you should not speak with them. In Nam Aparad also, ninth offense. So what does it mean? Means if you discuss with them this subject matter, they will distort it. The way, like why milk turns into poison to a snake? Because his nature is envious. Due to envious nature, milk turns into poison. So this subject matter is nectar, but due to contact with the envious person, it will turn into poison. So that is why we should not discuss it. That is a poor Krishna said, I am telling you, you are not envious. That is I am telling to you. If you tell to envious person, they will turn into poison. That is why we should not discuss in front of. It's clear?
Yes, Maharaj, it is clear. Maharaj, one more thing.
Harinam Chintamani
Maharaj,
also. We were writing
yes,
Harinam Chintamani. There also Prabhupada, Bhakti Thakur has written. This book is not for the ordinary purpose. This book is only for the person, those who has full faith and holiness. In the same way, if you write on a book in a PhD level, you should not write it. This book is not for the class 1 or class 2 preliminary studies. Yes. I know.
Right, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Maharaj, one thing. Maharaj, I wanted to ask exactly how does this acharyas feel when they see us discussing and reading the scriptures? How do they feel? How do they see us?
Like if you has written one song and we are giving class on the song, how will feel? How will feel? Tell me.
I'll feel embarrassed, Guru. I'll feel embarrassed, Maharaj.
But internally joy. Oh, they love me so much. They're discussing about my poetry. See, same thing. It will happen with them also. And not only they'll happy. Actually, they're always they'll happy when by getting that subject matter, all life is blissful, they will be more happy. They know very well that if someone reads this, he will be pure devotee. So by seeing that attitude, I will be very happy. So this person wants to become pure devotee.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you very much. So another 2 minutes at there. Any question? Last question. Otherwise I should stop here. So I will tell Ramcharan Prabhu, from tomorrow, you can use another Zoom ID. You can Ramlila post that so that it will be easy for everyone. What do you think?
Yes, Maharaj. We will use the same Zoom ID.
Every day, we'll finish by 6 to 6:30, half an hour. But class will be 15 minutes and 15 minutes question answer.
Okay.
So that nobody should feel burdened.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Maharaj, Hare.
Yes, Pranatapu.
Oh, sorry. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, can I ask?
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Maharaj, thank you for your wonderful association that we are getting. Actually, just by hearing from you, the words we just the words which we read are now getting converted into realizations. Maharaj, the question is, Maharaj, as we practice very determinedly in devotional service.
Why, Jadavendra, I am not seeing you in the screen. Why?
My video is on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah. So, Maharaj, as we practice under the guidance of devotees very determinedly, trying to practice Krishna consciousness, so things are getting clear. Like it is like very easy to say the level of surrenderance you have on the spiritual master, the level of realization you get. So when we hear from your lotus mouth, so we try to get some of the essence, and when we get that essence, so we are like, in my case, I'm very much afraid to not to lose that, because many times it happens that our sadhana, my sadhana goes bit down, and so that fairness is like very so how we should like manage these things, Maharaj?
No, that fear is always good. Like when you carry gold, you're always fear not to lose that. The same way, when you are dealing with this spiritual subject matter, we should have always fear. Like we should have always fear, I should not lose the taste of chanting holy name. Oh Krishna, that day should not come in my life. I should feel burdened by chanting 16 rounds. That day should not come in front of my life. I am unable to rise early in the morning. Day should not come in my life. I lost the interest of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. That fear should be always there. And always you should check, I am losing or not. Like I can see I am losing. Before I used to chant 16 hours before breakfast. Gradually I cannot. It's very difficult for me to finish 16 hours before breakfast. So I can see I am losing that interest. So I should take some steps not to lose that taste.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, just one more thing. Like as the Damodar month is coming, Maharaj. So normally, yesterday I was trying to write few vows. So Maharaj, like taking vows, like few vows we are planning to take, like which are very difficult to practice. But in case we do not able to like fulfill those vows, so should we take those vows? Like what should be the mentality? What should be our?
There is no harm taking vows, but whatever Prabhupada has given, there is no compromise. But we can take extra vows. If we cannot, there is no harm. Then you could take vow. I'll rise every this Damodar month 2:30. If whatever 1 or 2 days, there's nothing big loss. But whatever Prabhupada has given, rise before 4 o'clock, chant 16 rounds. Then look, but if you Damodar month take vow, I'll take out 2:30 and chant 25 rounds. It's good. If 1 or 2 days unable to, there's no harm. Always beneficial. But we should try to keep the bhava as it. That is the best.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Please bless me so that I can practice nicely. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kalyāṇa Kalpataru ki, Satchidananda Bhakti Thakur ki, Samved
As well as Bhakti Prema Swami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Hare Krishna.